This episode is powered by Poddex.
Welcome to the Shawn Knight Show podcast. And now, your host, Shawn Knight.
Hello and welcome to the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales From The Boombox. I'm your host, Shawn Knight. And Merry Christmas, everyone. Yeah, I know this is a little late in the afternoon or early evening. I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to relax with their family and their loved ones as they celebrate the Christmas holiday season. Many of you have opened up your gifts, are having dinner right now. And so I just thought I would jump on real quick and just spread some holiday cheer. Happy holidays to each and every one of you. I hope you had a fantastic Christmas. I had the opportunity to hang out with one of my listeners out here in Topeka, Kansas. I did not make it to Chicago to be with my family. And one of my listeners on Magic 107.7 out here in Topeka, make sure you check out the Magic Morning Show with Knight and Norwood. I'll be back in the studio January 3rd because I am on vacation. But nevertheless, I had a listener by the name of Martha. She is a regular of the Magic Morning Show. And once she got word that I was going to be hanging out here in Topeka, she reached out to me and said, hey, why don't you come hang out with me and my family on Christmas Eve? Going to have some food, some games. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I thought about it and I said, you know what? What the hell? I'm going to go ahead and hang out. And man, I am so glad that I did. There was some great food. There was some great entertainment. And it was just an overall great vibe. And I really felt like I belonged with her family. So Martha, again, thank you so much for the invitation and happy holidays to you and your family. So this morning I jumped on social media and I was all smiles as I was looking at my friends on Facebook, on Instagram, even my TikTok, and everybody was all smiles as their kids was opening up presents. And let me just give a shout out to the men. Let me give a shout out to all the men that were up putting those toys together and just watching their kids be full of excitement as they come downstairs or in their living room and they see the toys built and put up, and they're just sitting back with a cup of coffee with some Christmas music playing or a holiday movie and just have that thought, yeah, I did that. I did that. Big shout out to the men that was holding it down for their families on Christmas. And yes, even the single moms too. Yes, you're out there as well. But let's talk about Christmas spending, because how much did you guys spend for Christmas? Now, I know we got year-round shoppers. We got folks that shop right after Thanksgiving. We got those Black Friday shoppers. We got those last-minute shoppers. And everyone is just spending. How about this? This is from NerdWallet. They said nearly 217 million Americans, which is 84%, have bought gifts for friends or loved ones this holiday season. These 2022 holiday shoppers plan on spending, get this, $823 on average, for a total of more than $178 billion in gift spending. Are we really spending that much money? Well, apparently, the study also found out that gift giving comes with a big debt for Americans, citing that 31% of 2021 holiday shoppers who used a credit card to pay for gifts still haven't paid off their balances. Pay them credit card bills off, unless you're waiting for tax season. That's the next major holiday, tax season. Yeah, so after Christmas, which is practically done, we're looking at tax season now. Best believe tomorrow, December 26th, you are going to start being flooded with all of these income tax commercials, because technically it is the second most wonderful time of the year, and that is tax season. One thing I'm also going to be excited about tomorrow, no more holiday music. Let me tell you something. I love Christmas music. Let me get that out there. But OMG, I am overloaded on holiday music. And I heard some of my favorite Christmas songs and got introduced to some new Christmas songs. Of course, Nat King Cole, the Christmas song, This Christmas, Donny Hathaway, Silent Night, The Temptations, or as us in the African-American culture, we call it In My Mind. You got to listen to the song, understand it. The Jackson 5, James Brown. As a matter of fact, James Brown, he passed away on Christmas Day back in 2006. Also, Eartha Kitt, Santa Baby, she passed away in 2008 on Christmas Day at the age of 81. And George Michael in 2016, Wham, the classic Last Christmas, he passed away at the age of 53. And just want to take time to remember those legends who have made timeless Christmas classics that we will always sing every year. And speaking of holiday songs that we're going to be singing every year, two songs come to mind. One is Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis, and Kurtis Blow, Christmas Rap. I love both of those records, especially Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mom's cooking chicken and collard greens, rice and stuffing macaroni and cheese, and Santa put gifts under the Christmas tree. 1987, 35 years ago, still one of those timeless Christmas records that you just gotta play around the holiday season. I had a chance to talk to Darryl DMC McDaniels early in February, and we talked about a new children's book that he has put out. Also, he has new music, and I did not know that he had a book on mental health. It's called 10 Ways Not to Commit Suicide, and I really love the fact that he talks about his story because around the holiday season, a lot of folks go through depression and commit suicide. And of course, a couple of weeks ago, we lost DJ Twitch from the Ellen DeGeneres Show. And let me just tell you, for a guy that is seen as a light in a dark world, such life, such personality, and for him to have those struggles and for him to commit suicide, it broke my heart. And so I want to pull out that interview I did with Darryl DMC McDaniels and Kurtis Blow because I want to shed some holiday cheer and I want to bring a smile to your face and let everybody know that regardless of your situation, you're going to be okay. So if you don't mind, let's have some fun with a classic interview from Kurtis Blow from 13 years ago when I was on Power 92 talking about the 30th anniversary of the Christmas rap, which is 43 years old today. But first, let's dig inside the vault of Tales from the Boombox with a classic interview from February of this year with Darryl DMC McDaniels of Run DMC right here on the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales from the Boombox. I was born son of Byford, brother
son
of Al.
Byford, brother of Al. Banner's my mother and Run's my pal. It's McDaniels, not McDonald's. These rhymes are Darryl's, those burgers are
Ronald's.
I ran down my family tree, my mother, my father, my brother, indeed.
Let me tell you
What's
something.
up?
Let me tell you something right now. First thing I'm going to say to you is respect. I'm saying respect to you because I am a big fan of Run DMC since my early childhood, when it was the Sugar Hill Gang, when it was Kurtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious Five. You have Run DMC stepped on the scene and completely changed my perspective on hip hop. It was, man, beautiful. So I just wanted to say, I'm giving you flowers now, man. I'm telling you now, dude, I love you, man. I love you. Seriously. That is real talk.
Thank you. Well, respect and inspiration is a two-way street, as is love, and right back at you. I mean, we are together, you know what I'm saying? We're part of it. One of the things that I wanted to do, especially me running Jay, is we wanted to be dynamic, but when you saw Run DMC, we didn't want y'all to see celebrity. You know, we wanted to be dynamic on the turntables and mics, but we wanted to leave and inspire and motivate. And if that's the thing that got you giving me respect, then it's right back at you, man. Thank you.
I appreciate you so much, man. You have a new book, Darryl's Dream, came out last month.
Yes. It's a children's book. And the reason why I wrote it is because, like you just said, we've been together for almost 37, almost 40 years. So everybody knows DMC, the king of rock, from high school to St. John's University to walking this way with Aerosmith, with Run and Jay and our Adidas to tell the world how tricky it is. But if you remember, My first rap was DMC, In the Place to Be. I go to St. John's University. Since kindergarten, I acquired the knowledge. After 12th grade, I went straight to college. I speak at a lot of schools, high schools and middle schools. But then I came up with the idea, let me make a children's book so that I could relate to the kids in kindergarten and in 5th grade, and the perfect representative to be an example of the things that we all go through is a young DMC. So I just decided to create Darryl's Dreams to do 2 quick things. Let our children know they are perfect just the way they are, regardless of what the knucklehead bullies think. And who you are will allow you to become the person that you was put here to be. Just like this geeky, nerdy kid who wore glasses, who loves comic books, Darryl McDaniels, grew up to be the mighty king of rock. So the same inspiration I gave in my rap, I could now put in a children's book to talk to our children.
That is awesome, man. And I didn't know you wrote another book, 10 Ways Not to Commit Suicide. First of all, I want to commend you for telling your story. And it was very compelling about it. And what gave you the strength to let your voice be heard, man?
That's a great question. One of the things that I realized with anybody going through any mental health thing is if you remove guilt and shame, you remove the pain. I realized that, me talking about St. John's University and Christmas and family and my Adidas and it's tricky and all the stuff that I did on my songs, I realized I was even more powerful, 10 times as powerful, when I talked about my struggles. So what happened was I wrote the book. This is funny because one of the questions I would get when I was going through my rehabilitation, I went to rehab to stop drinking. And when I was in therapy, everybody would ask me, why you ain't on Run's house? Why you ain't on Run's house? Because remember, Run had Run's house for like 10 years and I never showed up. And then I would tell people, well, I'm in therapy. I was suicidal. I found out that I was adopted at age 35.
Oh, my.
Had all these issues mentally that I was struggling with. And then, Jam Master Jay got shot and killed. So long story short, when I started talking about all of the hell that I was going through, people would open up to me. So I realized if I'm having these one-on-ones with people that I run into, I would go to group homes, I would go to fire departments, I would go to police departments and talk about mental health issues. And those individuals said, D, you need to write a book. You could reach so many more people going through their problems. So everything I've been doing with my music for the last 40 years, I realized I could do even more with the book, talking about the struggles and problems, not that just that Darryl goes through, but we all go through stuff. So me opening up helped a lot of people and helped me at the same time.
That is awesome, man. And a lot of folks don't know, when a black man chooses to vent to you, and that's to a female, to another, especially to a female, you have no idea of the compliment that he just gave you. It is so hard for us as black men to open up and really be vulnerable to express ourselves. So, man, big ups to you on that.
Yeah, because we're so busy hiding behind negative behavior, violent behavior. We're so busy hiding behind our masculinity that will prevent us from getting the help necessary to cure, heal, and succeed. So I realized by me saying I'm vulnerable and weak is actually the most powerful thing that we as black men or little boys, little girls, white people, black people, the most powerful thing a person can do is say, I need help, because it's okay to not be okay. You know
Absolutely.
That.
Yes, indeed. And I heard your new music. I heard Ghetto Metal yesterday. Oh, my God. First of all, I'm so happy that you back. I'm happy that I get to hear, you doing your thing again. So let's talk about the new album. It's coming out. Do we have some stuff with Run coming out? What's up?
Well, no. Run and DMC. There's no, let me explain like this. And I just talked about this and they understand. There's no Run DMC without Jam Master Jay. Now, if you see me and Run at a festival, if you see me and Run at a radio show, if you see me and Run, at a show for a friend or a company that wants us to do a favor, you're seeing Reverend Run and King DMC, who used to be in the band Run DMC with Jam Master Jay. I kind of describe it like, I'm at a stage in my life. I'm Michael after the Jackson 5. I'm Sting after the Police. I'm David Grohl after Nirvana. I'm Paul McCartney after the Beatles. Now, that being said, you said you heard Ghetto Metal. Now I'm at a point where I can explain my inspiration. So Ghetto Metal is just an appetizer to explain to this generation and the ones to come why I did Rockbox in 84, why I did King of Rock in 85, and why I did Walk This Way in 86. Now, Ghetto Metal sets up the new songs that I have, my new collaborations with Sammy Hagar, Joan Jett, Travis Barker, Duff McKagan, Sebastian Bach, and Mick Mars. Also, I collaborated with Ice-T, Chuck D, DJ Jazzy Jeff, and Bumpy Knuckles. So Ghetto Metal is going back to before I even stepped in a recording studio to record hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to give a shout-out and a tribute to the sound and all the vinyl records that we used to find breakbeats to say our raps over. And that being said, that will let you have a greater understanding when you listen to Rockbox, King of Rock, and then Walk This Way. And after Ghetto Metal, you got to get ready for all the new music that I'm dropping May 31st on my birthday. So for me, Ghetto Metal is showing the evolution of Darryl McDaniels as DMC. But don't get it twisted. I am still the devastating mic controller.
The book is called Darryl's Dream. Also, 10 Ways Not to Commit Suicide, and music called Ghetto Metal, all from Darryl DMC McDaniels. Man, can you hold on for 1 second? I want to make sure that we exchange information. I want to continue this conversation. And man, I appreciate you so much for hanging out with me on the show.
Yep, we'll talk soon.
I appreciate you so much. Hold on. Big shout out once again to Darryl DMC McDaniels of Run DMC for hanging out inside the Shawn Knight Show. And make sure you pick up the book, Darryl's Dream. Also, 10 Ways Not to Commit Suicide. And listen out for Ghetto Metal and any other recordings that he might put out in the near future. Now, I would like to talk to those who are dealing with mental illness, dealing with depression, maybe suicidal thoughts. I want you to know that I see you and I hear you. I want you to know that you matter. I deal with depression and mental illness from time to time. I have spoken to a therapist and it has helped me tremendously. And if they could do it for me, they could definitely do it for you. And it is not too late for you to get help. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is a United States-based suicide prevention network of over 200 plus crisis centers that provide 24/7 service via a toll-free hotline with the number 988. It is available to anyone in suicidal crisis or emotional distress. That number again is 988. And those of you who may know someone that is dealing with mental illness or depression or suicidal thoughts, you can also go to the website at 988lifeline.org, 988lifeline.org, and find out the signs so that we can prevent any suicides from happening from anyone that we love. I would rather sit and listen to you tell your story and be non-judgmental about it than to read about another suicide around the holidays or whenever on social media or on television, what have you. You matter. Again, that number is 988, and the website to the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is 988lifeline.org. All right, coming up next, inside the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales From The Boombox, we're going to dig inside the vault. 13 years ago, when I was at Power 92 in Chicago, shout out to my Power 92 fam, I had a chance to talk to hip-hop legend Kurtis Blow on the 30th anniversary of the Christmas rap. And guess what? That song is 43 years old today. But before we do that, let's check in with my buddy Travis over at Poddex, because the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales From The Boombox is powered by Poddex. And I use Poddex when I'm on the radio and even when I'm doing my podcast, and they are a must-have. So Travis, take it away.
This episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to take your interviews and podcast episodes to the next level, you're going to want to check out Poddex. Visit poddex.com to get your Poddex today.
Thanks a lot, Travis. And if you go to poddex.com and make a purchase, make sure you use the code Shawn Knight Show at checkout. That's ShawnKnight SHOW. you will get 10% off your first order. Go to poddex.com, use the code Shawn Knight Show at checkout. It was December 19th, 1979, when 19 or 20-year-old Kurtis Walker, which goes by the stage name Kurtis Blow, released his first single called Christmas Rappin'. He became the first rapper to be signed by a major label, Mercury, which released the single, and it sold over 400,000 copies. Now, come on, even today, 43 years later, once you hear that song on the radio, you know the party is about to get live. Don't you give me all that jive about things you wrote before I was alive, because this ain't 1823, ain't even 1970. Now, I'm the guy named Kurtis Blow, and Christmas is one thing I know. So every year, just about this time, I celebrate it with a rhyme. 43 years today, that is still a very popular Christmas song that is just timeless and will keep the party going, especially for my old schoolers. And it was 13 years ago. I was on Power 92. Shout out to my Power 92 family in Chicago. Jay, Bam, Pat, Angela, the entire crew. I was hosting a show called The Sunday Flashback, and I had an opportunity to talk to Kurtis Blow about the 30th anniversary of Christmas Rappin'. And it was such an honor to talk to a hip-hop legend, hip-hop royalty. And so much I've learned from him during that interview about him being an ordained minister, the hip-hop church, and just things that he has been doing since the release of that single. So let's jump inside the vault. Let's go back 13 years ago when I was in Chicago at Power 92 talking to hip-hop legend Kurtis Blow about the 30th anniversary of the Christmas rap right here on Tales From The Boombox on the Shawn Knight Show podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, hip-hop legend Kurtis Blow. What's up, man?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, man. 30 years of the Christmas rap, man. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I think it's wonderful. I think it's just a blessing. You know, first of all, it's a blessing that I'm alive to see 30 years go by of my very first song, and it's also a blessing to be in a position. God put me in a position just so I could be there, make the song, you know, and travel all around the world, travel around the country, and just represent hip-hop. And actually, it was the fourth hip-hop song ever made, and it's just a blessing, man. You know, I thank everybody for helping me with the song, J.B. Moore, Robert Ford, and Russell Simmons, and his younger brother, Joseph Simmons, or DJ Run, and all the people involved, Harry Smith, Denzel Miller, Jimmy Braylar on drums. Just an incredible time in my life.
No doubt, man. What was the inspiration behind the Christmas rap?
Well, I came up with the concept. Actually, it was my producer, J.B. Moore, who came up with the concept. Him and Robert Ford decided to use me to make a record. It was the summer of 1979, and during that time, the Sugar Hill Gang was the hottest thing on the radio, man, with that Rapper's Delight. Every car, every bus, every train, every cab, everybody was playing this song, every boombox. It was all over, right? So they came to me and they said, well, we want to do a different kind of thing, and let's do a song that's going to last forever. We have Christmas coming up real soon, so let's do a song that's going to play every year, an annual classic. Some you know, people will play it like Nat King Cole. I didn't really understand it. I was just 19 years old during that time, and so they came to me with the idea, and I said, all right, let's go. You know, it's my first song. We went in, and actually JB wrote the lyrics for the first part of the song, and I wrote the second half with all the party stuff.
Right.
And it was an incredible song, man. Just the fourth rap record ever made.
That's hot, man. And you're still staying active in hip-hop currently today, right, with the hip-hop church. Tell us about that.
Yep. I'm doing my thing with the hip-hop church. It's actually a ministry. It's a musical youth ministry. The actual format for any church. You can have a hip-hop church at any church. It's just teaching the kids about the Bible and Jesus and salvation and sanctification and the good news. And we do it in a language that they understand, and it's the language of hip-hop.
No doubt, man. How long you been doing that?
About 5 years now. I'm actually a licensed minister now, and I preach all over the country. And
congratulations.
Thank you. And there are actually 3 hip-hop churches I deal with, one in New York City at 146th Street and 7th Avenue between 7th and Lenox, and that's every Thursday from 7 to 9. And out in L.A., we have one coming up this Sunday, every third Sunday in L.A. We're at 7 on 101 South Menlo. And it's a beautiful thing. But all in all, there are over 40 hip-hop churches around the country. You know, there are a lot of them, man, and they do that. There's one in Chicago as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look into that.
Yep. Just look up Pastor Phil Jackson. He does it every Friday night right in the Chicago area.
That's what's up. Now, what's up with this reunion tour I'm hearing with Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five?
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, as hip-hoppers, rap group, they're the first to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They have so many hits like The Message and White Lines and Freedom and Nasty and New York, and on and on and on. And we have come together and we've created a super group. So we're on stage, all of us together, doing like a Vegas-style review, and it's incredible. 15 songs, non-stop energy. We're touring all around the world. February and March, we're going out to Europe and the UK. And if you want to know anything more about that, just email us or go to the website at www.furious5.co.uk. And that's the number 5. So that's www.furious5.co.uk.
That's what's up. Are you coming to Chicago with this, man? You got to bring it to Chicago.
Oh, yes. Well, we're going to tour the United States in April and May. So hopefully in May we'll be out there.
Absolutely, man. Anything you want the family to know, man?
No, I just want to say thank you, radio, all around the nation. Anyone who's hearing my voice, anyone who's hearing the sound of my voice right now, if you're in radio and you played that Christmas rap anytime from 1979 to now, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for making it a classic. Without radio, I couldn't have done it. And my hat goes off to you. That's coming straight from my heart and straight from my family as well. We love you and we thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Man, Merry Christmas to you too, man. All right, as a part of the Sunday Flashback, man, the rules are very simple. Tell us your high school and the year that you came out, man.
My high school was a high school of music and arts in New York City, and graduated in 1975.
That's what's up, man. Anytime you want to speak your mind on the Sunday Flashback, give me a call, man. I have an open line for you as always, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chicago. I love you guys. See you soon.
All right, man. I know you got to go, man, but tell everybody your Twitter and Facebook page, man.
Yeah. My Twitter is Kurtis Blow and the number 1. Facebook is Kurtis Blow Walker. Too many friends on Facebook, so you got to join the fan page.
That's what's up. Hey, Kurtis, before you go, you got to tell everybody who you rocking with during this holiday season.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Kurtis Blow hanging out with Shawn Knight. Let's go.
A big thank you to Kurtis Blow and Darryl DMC McDaniels of Run DMC for hanging out at the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales From The Boombox. Let me tell you, I really appreciate each and every one of you for listening to the podcast. And I was thinking that as we are in the last full week of 2022, I'm going to reach inside my vault and pull out some classic interviews that I have done throughout my entire radio career. And some of these individuals you already know. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. And if you want to hit me up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and even TikTok, you can do so at Shawn Knight Media, ShawnKnighttmedia. Like, be a friend, let's chat. Until then, I am Shawn Knight, and this is the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales From The Boombox, and I am gone.